Welcome, Gabriele. Thank you for being here. This is the first episode of the podcast. How are you, Gabriele?
Tired, but very excited to be here. So thank you for having me.
I know you have a pretty busy schedule
I do, but I do everything except for what I actually have to do. So that's why I'm here.
because let
Yeah.
me let me tell you that she has sent me a huge resume of the things that she has done. So let's start with that. Like, Gabriele, who are you? Like, let us know.
Who am I? Um, I'm Gabriele, a Lithuanian who is living in the UK and has been here for 8 years. And I love motorsports, and I am a woman in STEM. I have a master's degree in materials engineering, and I'm currently doing a PhD, also materials engineering. And I just love being a woman in science. I love meeting up with a lot of scientists worldwide and just making the world a bit more inclusive place.
That is so great. Like, let me tell you all, I've known Gabrielle not in person, not in real life, but
No,
I
we live too
met
far
her
away from each
because
other.
I know, but maybe that's gonna change uh, soon, I hope. But we were actually on the same place, like literally. We both were on the F1 Academy livery for Zandvoort of last year. So it was
Yeah.
really, really cool. How was your experience in that? Like, we were right before recording this, we were just like, yeah, I was so happy to be like my face was on it. Like, it was a dream.
Um, so I just applied. I knew about it for a while, and I applied like as all the good students do at the last hour, obviously. I knew what I wanted to say. I had like something written, I had a paragraph written, but I never actually sent off my application. Um, and it was quite hard to put into words because I think we have a limit of 250 words, something like that. And I had so much to say about who I am, why I deserve to be on the car, why I drive the change in STEM and motorsports. Um, that it took me a while to just like put everything into one nice paragraph and share all my experiences. And I just sent it off not thinking a lot about it because I was like, I am not the best at this. I'm just doing a couple little things to just help my immediate community. And then when I got the email, I was walking to the shops, and then the email came through saying, "You're in the car." And I was like, I am? Somebody actually read my application. They were like, wow, she's doing
Oh.
so much for this STEM, and she's actually driving change. And that honestly motivated me to do more and to just like be louder about everything that I do and take pride in my achievements. And even though my picture is the teeniest, tiniest picture at the very back, that whole weekend when there was Dutch Grand Prix, I was just staring at my TV like, wow, look in the car. I am on that car. It was just a very different, exciting experience. And it it made me so proud of my achievements and the fact that my achievements actually matter to somebody higher than just the university level.
Yeah, as you should be. Like, congratulations. I mean, you have done a lot of things. I mean, for example, I have a note such as Formula Student. What is that? Like, can you tell me a little bit of that?
So, Formula Student, as the name suggests, is formula but for students. So that's like the short thing. But basically, it's when a bunch of students at different universities meet up and they have to build an actual car. And it's like a little F1 team. So you have everybody building the car, then you have someone doing the business side of it, so trying to sell the car, getting sponsorships. So it's like it's actually like a little team. The cars are not very fast. It's not like a big 6 meter long livery like for F1. It's like a very perturbed, like turbo go-kart, a bit faster and also made by students. So as in real life, you do get a rule book. So it's the same as FA does for actual F1 and F2 and F3. You do get a rule book. You do get a rule book, and you actually have to build a car to fit those criteria. So, for instance, the like tube length, the plank. We all know the plank. You have your engine. Students also build engines. So everything you can build, you do build in the car, and you have to do different like aerodynamic simulations for the wings, the everything. Like you have to fit the majority of people in the car. So like our seats are not designed for one person. We do have, I think, 8 or 9 drivers in the team. So they have to, every single driver has to fit in the seat with like minimal shifts because the seat doesn't move. So like those cars are for more people. And then you do go through scrutineering. They check all the rules. They check that everything works as expected. So it is also a very long project. It's a project you do alongside your study, so it's not part of any degree. And usually students from mechanical aerospace and electrical engineering come up to do Formula Student. And I was a part of it for 3 years, I think. So I was there for quite a few
Wow.
years. Yeah.
So you
And
really
the best
liked it. I
part,
mean, three
yeah,
years.
yeah. And like the best part about it is that at the end of the year, they select a team of the best, not the best, but like um, they select a team of students who have done English. At the
Don't
end of the
worry.
year,
We can cut that.
at the end of the year, they select a group of students who have done the most for the car. And then those around, I think it's between 20, it's around 20 people, maybe a bit more, that go to Silverstone, like the actual track in England. And
Wow.
and you get Formula Student all over the world. So there is FS UK, FS Italy, there's something in Asia, something in America. So like a lot of students go to different countries as well, with their own cars.
That is so cool. Like, wow, that is so
Yeah.
great. And at the end, do you actually race the car?
Yes. So people who pass all the rules, they get to go on the actual F1 Silverstone track, and they do get to do endurance laps. I don't remember how many. I think it's 20 laps or 40 minutes or 40 laps. But it's like it's not the full track. It's when the corners blocked off, and you just do like you race there. Um, yeah. If you pass all the rules, if you don't, you just sit in the grandstands watching other teams race whilst crying about your own car.
What was your duty there? Like, what what was your work there?
I joined Formula Student as chassis engineer because my background was in materials and I wanted to contribute my knowledge the most to the team. And also because I couldn't do 3D design, I struggled quite a bit with other teams. Um, so my main duty was to select materials for the chassis and then select materials for the welding chassis. That's like the stands for it. And basically just had to say why I chose those materials, how they made, manufacturing methods, costs, all the kind of stuff. So I didn't do a lot of design. I tried my best with that. But that's why I was more interested in the business side. And towards the end of my first year, shifted more towards the costing and the business side. So I had to go through every single piece on the car and put a cost on it.
I
It
mean,
was
you
a
have to be
yeah,
pretty smart to select all the materials for the chassis.
yeah, it,
Wow.
yeah. Well, we do have softwares for that, so I just had to run softwares and make a bunch of different graphs about it.
I mean, you make it sound easy, like, no, you just run softwares, but I bet it is not just like that.
Do you know how many types of steel there is? Do you have any idea? There's a lot of steel.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I have no idea. That's so cool.
One year I was asked to be the business team leader, and it was a bit different change because I was not doing business at the time. I had nothing, I knew nothing about sponsorships. Um, but I just said yes because I always say yes to every single opportunity that comes my way. Um,
That's
and
great.
yeah, and basically, I was responsible for the team's branding, sponsorships, maintaining relationship sponsorships and getting new ones, networking, um, and uh, it was the costing and manufacturing event. So I had to put all the costs of the car, the materials, everything, and the business plan presentation. So I had a team of a couple people, and we all had different things, and we're all doing different things. And yeah, I was in the um, business plan presentation. So it's basically where we have the product, so we have the car, and we are going to like sharks or like the dragon then, and we try to get investors and sponsorships from those people. So we just give our car, like present our car, say it's the best car ever made, um, and that we try and get money, like imaginary money from them. Uh, so it was a bit difficult because it was the first year that we went to competition after COVID. Um, so I had no examples of how the business plan presentation should look like. I I I honestly, it was me and the guy doing engineering who were thrown into this business thing, and we had to talk about business. You get a special rule when you go to competition, so ours was how to attract more women into motorsports. So that was like, that's my topic. I can do this thing. Um, and yeah, and it was quite, it was, I think, the best experience of my life to be able to go to Silverstone, and go to all the business sites that actually are for business people, when they come to watch the F1, um, to go on actual track and just walk it. And our car was in the F2 paddock, so we actually work in the garages that F2 teams are working in. So it's just mind blowing. You're walking through the same ways that a lot of the racing drivers
Yeah, I
are
can
working.
imagine that.
Yeah, yeah. So it was just, it's like you see behind the scenes that you never thought you could see, um, unless you have a paddock pass for the F1. I don't think you could see that much. Um, and obviously, as students, we live in a campsite in Silverstone, and nobody cares about us. So you have to queue for for a long time in the shower until I discovered there is a shower on the paddock. Mind blowing. Hot water, beautiful. So now it's one of my it's one of my life achievements is that I had a shower in the paddock of F1 Silverstone track.
Yeah, like not a lot of people can say I got a shower on Silverstone track
Yeah, exactly.
with hot water.
I know. And I was the only person there because I discovered it on like day two. And then people start following me. And so yeah. I think I changed a lot of lives that day when I discovered there's a shower in the paddock.
And Gabrielle, um, how did you start liking motorsport? Like, I mean, when did this passion started?
I don't remember when it started because I think I was pretty small. But where back I'm from, ugh, back where I'm from, um, every summer we had races happening. So it was 1,000 kilometers endurance race, something like rally, but it's like it's on motorway, so it's not rally roads, it's just actual roads. Um, and because I live very close to it, I would wake up every single Saturday morning. Well, not every single, but that year on a Saturday morning, I would wake up because of the buzzing of the cars. And I lived so close that it would take me 15 minutes to walk there, so I would just go to the track. And I loved watching crashes and how they crash. That was my favorite thing. When the car just blows up and they're like, yeah, something's happening. Um, so I think just growing up in that environment and just watching races every year has really inspired me. And also, they would go with those cars around the city center and they would display them, and then people can go and talk to drivers and look at the cars and see what they've done, how they've done like different modifications on the cars. So it was just a very fun experience, and it was something to look for every single summer. So it was only for one weekend, um, but it was a very fun event, and I think that's how I got into cars. And then obviously growing up, I was watching F1 with my dad. So yeah, I still remember the channel we were showing it on, and we would just watch F1.
What's your favorite team of F1? I have to ask.
Oh, oh, you're throwing me under the bus here. Um, okay, so I really liked McLaren up until they kicked out Daniel Ricciardo. I was the
Okay.
biggest McLaren fan because of the history, and then I loved Danny Rick, and then they kicked him out, and I was a bit salty for a couple of years with them. Um, so I went to the second best team, which was Mercedes. But the thing now, I always liked McLaren, so I'm shifting more towards McLaren again. But I don't want to be called like a
Okay.
glory supporter, so I'm gonna say I like Ferrari.
So you have maybe like your top three is McLaren, Mercedes, and Ferrari. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah,
And what about favorite
yes,
driver? Danny Rick for
yeah,
sure.
Danny Rick. Yes, honestly, I because I grew up with Alonso and Michael
Hmm.
Schumacher, they hold a special place in my heart. But from the modern F1, I will call it it's modern. The whole F1 is modern, but from the recent years, it has been Daniel Rick. But I also like Lewis Hamilton, um, because of how
Yeah.
much he invests into the future generations with Mission 44, by doing a lot of outreach. I really respect that he's trying to get more people of color or my people from like minority backgrounds or women into STEM
Yeah,
and
I mean, I
motorsports,
totally agree
and I
with
really,
you on
really
Lewis
support
Hamilton.
him for that.
Like he has done a lot of work with that. I mean, he's not only a driver, he is a fashion icon, and he has done a lot of like for the community. Like he's the GOAT for real. I really love
Exactly.
Lewis
Yeah.
Hamilton.
Oh,
Lewis,
yes.
if you're watching this, we love you.
I actually went to Silverstone Grand Prix in 2025, um, to watch races, and I think it became my kind of yearly tradition. For the past 3 years, every year I watched one of the Grand Prix in person, um, and the atmosphere.
Were you there when Lewis Hamilton won in Silverstone?
No, I was there when Nico scored his first podium of his life.
Oh my God. Yes, yes. That is so great. Like, were you just mind blown? Like, wow.
Yeah, I I could not talk the other day, because it was I just screamed my lungs screaming Nico. I was just screaming Nico Hulkenberg at I don't know who. He was just on the track and I was in the grandstand. I was just screaming Nico. Yeah, I sat in Lando stand, so we had to support Lando, but it was just very funny. Like we all like clap for Lando, shouted, cheer for Lando. Um,
Like, yeah, we're here for Lando, but wow, Nico, you did a great job. We didn't expect that. So tell us a little bit what you're doing right now. Like you're posting, you have your own social media account where you post about your life, of course, but tell me a little bit.
So I am a never finishing student. I've been in education for 20 years of my life, and I'm doing a PhD, and it's a very lonely process. So I just decided to start sharing my life online to meet like-minded people and connect with people all over the world. Um, so my PhD is nothing motorsports related, uh, but I do work on sensing design for pharmaceuticals. So whenever big companies make medicines, they need to ensure the quality of them. So I just help to ensure that the quality is up to standards, basically.
Okay, but you are empowering.
I mean, I'm not empowering anybody in pharmaceutical industry because it's already full of people. That's why I do a lot of side things because I don't want to be defined by my PhD and my research. And I do like motorsports too much to get away from it. Um, so I started sharing my life online um, because I was lonely and I wanted to connect with researchers from all over the world. And it turned out to be a much better experience that I ever could have imagined. I met you, I met so many other creators, and um, I started being more open about my passions, and I started advocating more towards that. You can wear whatever you want. You can wear your pink color. You can be.
Yeah, I remember some months ago we were chatting about that, right? Like we used to have this thought, like in general, that if a woman was into motorsport or into engineering, she had to be like using serious colors, like why are you wearing pink? You are in engineering thing.
Yeah,
But it's like I'm so glad that is changing because I mean, look at this cute cap, like, and we're talking about that stuff.
yeah. It's it took me a while to realize myself that it does not matter what I wear. That does not affect my knowledge. And I was looking into Susie Wolf's book, Driven, and where she talks about how it's important for her to also like be um how to say this. Um that's important to be yourself, and your worth is not defined by standards. And that's why she really wanted to have a collaboration with the girliest of the
Yes.
girliest brands, and that's why there was the Hello Kitty collaboration with the Fun Academy, which completely switched everything. Because before I was walking the office, always like muted colors, darker colors, trying to fit in, and then I bought the pinkest like coat that I could get with Hello Kitty plastered all over it and I started walking around uni with it. And people started noticing that because they called me a pink cloud because I was just walking like a pink cloud. But that if it makes me feel good, like it doesn't affect.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so happy because that is happening. Like we are living in that present, in that reality. That is so great. Okay, girl, I want to
Oh yeah.
ask you some hard questions about this 2026 season that has not started yet. But, and I know it's hard
Oh,
because I
oh.
I myself have a hard time thinking about the answers. So, number one, what team do you think is going to be the first one, team, not driver, to do a DNF in 2026?
Oh, oh, oh. Is it bad that I'm gonna say Williams? Um, my reasoning is I I am scared that the car is a bit too heavy. I am just a bit scared about that. Um, because obviously they missed the shakedown, and we are filming this before Bahrain. So we have no idea how the testing is gonna go. Um, but I'm a bit worried for Williams, or should I say Alpine? Alpine has no hope, do they?
Okay, so you have two maybe
Okay,
options like Williams
no.
or maybe
So
Alpine.
I'm gonna say Williams. I'm gonna stick with my original thought. I'm just scared that the car is a bit too heavy.
Okay. Well, that was question number one, hard question. Question
Yeah.
number two, and this is a positive one. What team do you think is going to be the champion of this year? Do you think it's going to be McLaren again?
No. Well, they do have a lot of good engineers at McLaren, and I would like it to be McLaren. I don't know. Mercedes looks pretty good, and they look pretty good in shakedown. So
And also,
maybe
you have friends on Mercedes, right? You told me once.
I have friends in McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull, and Williams.
Oh no, your Williams
Yeah.
friends are going to be mad at you.
Oh well, I do have friends in Mercedes, and I do think Mercedes is gonna do pretty well this year.
Yeah, we all think that, and hopefully it's gonna be the reality. I really hope that Mercedes is going to be number one again. I really hope that. And of course, if Cadillac gets to number one this year, that will be even better.
Oh,
We
it
really
will
love
be
Checo here.
it will be very interesting because obviously their car now is a bit bare looking because they only have a couple of sponsors. So if they would get quite high up, I just imagine that next year's livery would just be full of sponsors. That would be cool.
I mean, can you imagine them like being the first year of the Cadillac history in F1 and then ending in the first place? I know I mean, that would be a miracle. But I will be so happy. I will be so happy.
I just want to
Okay,
see
and what
Bottas on the
about
podium.
Bottas? I just want to see
Yeah,
Checo on the podium.
we
And
have our differences
Bottas too,
here.
I mean. They both can be on the podium. Just don't ask me which one I want to be in the first place.
We all know because you're a bit biased about that.
Me?
I
And
mean,
who do you think is going to be the champion? Do you think Lando Norris can be champion again?
no, I would like Oscar to be champion. I think he also needs to drive number one.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I would like to see Oscar as a champion this year. But
I
who do
think, I
you
think,
do you feel is going to be?
yeah, why not? I'll say Oscar.
Okay, that's good. We're gonna see this video again on December and see if you were right. Okay, Gabriel, how do you follow who's winning? Can you tell me a little bit of that?
Okay, so not drivers but constructors. I have I have on my wall like little Lego cars, and after every single Grand Prix, I would just move them around. to basically show who currently is leading in the Constructor Championship.
That is so cool. Did you buy it or did you build yourself? Like,
So the little cars were like from Lego store, and then I built the actual track and it says F1 at the top as well. So it's
you can sell the
it's
idea.
I mean, I messaged Lego, they never got back to me, so
I tried.
I saw people were doing it with like the bigger cars, but those occupy a bit more space and don't have a lot of space, so I just put the little ones up there and it looks very fun. Um, Now that finally Cadillac has revealed their livery, I can try and make a Cadillac out of the other
Yes.
cars. Yeah, and also I need to change the stake because stake currently is green and it should be Audi Revolut, so that yeah, I need to change two cars out.
Yeah, like, I mean, this year we're having some massive changes on Formula One.
Oh yeah,
How crazy is that? Like,
I
wow,
know.
from your engineering perspective, how crazy is that?
It's the fact that I so usually there used to be that men always ask, "Oh, I bet you have no idea what DRS stands for." And now I need to come up with like different things to prove my worth in F1 that I know actually something. So I don't know which button is gonna be now that's gonna be like the questioning choice. Um, I like this change. It's a completely drastic change. Uh, and a lot of the liveries look pretty cool. And I do like how the wings move because of the dynamic wings, and they do. I like how it looks like. It's gonna add a bit more strategy into the game, and we all know who's good with strategy and who's not. Um, so it's just gonna be a bit more interesting to watch F1 this year.
I cannot wait. Like, I've been doing my research, of course, like the terminology that we need to know to understand the season, but it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, I know the theory, but I want to see how they're gonna use it. Like, it's gonna be
I just,
crazy.
yeah, I just can't wait to scream boost, just boost.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a thing. Gabrielle, thank you so much for being in this first episode. This is the first one. You're the first guest. I think
Can't
it's
believe
so
it.
interesting what you're doing. You're such a kind person, and hopefully we're gonna have some more projects going on this year with you.
I hope so. It would be actually so nice to see you in person as well.
That would be great. Maybe on Silverstone. I don't know.
Ooh.
Anything can happen.
Oh yeah. Or maybe in Mexico, who knows?
Or maybe in Mexico, even better. Okay, so Gabrielle, can you tell us your username, your social media, so everyone can follow you?
It's at PhD with Gabriele.
On
I'm sure it's gonna
Instagram?
be somewhere on Instagram. Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be linked somewhere down, up, somewhere on the side.
Yeah, for sure. You can see it here. Here, okay, you can see it here. I'm gonna put that there. Gracias por escuchar el primer episodio del podcast y sígueme para más contenido.
De automovilismo.